Hey everybody, welcome back to Movies Net. I'm your host Cody, and today we're going to go ahead and rank the Halloween franchise. So I wanted to kick off Halloween week with a ranking of the Halloween franchise, and I'm going to be focusing each of my videos this week on the Halloween franchise. It's something different each day up until Halloween. So I did do a Halloween ranking a year or two ago, but I don't think it was my best quality or my best production, and I want to explain a little more of my reasoning behind where I'm putting these movies in the franchise. So with that being said, let's go ahead and kick it off here, and we're going to go ahead and start out with my number 13, which is Halloween Resurrection. So Halloween Resurrection is a movie that I remember. It was the first Halloween movie that I didn't see in theaters, but I remember the hype for it coming out. Like, there's a new Halloween movie coming out. It happened around just the time I was getting into the Halloween franchise and becoming obsessed with it, so I was pretty pumped up for it. Only to be pretty disappointed in it. Do not like Busta Rhymes' character. Do not like a lot of the decisions they made for that movie. And it just really doesn't feel like a Halloween movie to me. Myers' house, that setting is cool. I feel like that they could have kept that in, but done a lot of different things with the movie. Done a lot more with Myers, and I think there was potential for it to be a better movie, but unfortunately, kind of dumb, and that's why, like many out there, it's at the bottom of the list here. So next up, and this is number 12, and it doesn't beat out Resurrection by much. It's Halloween H2O. When I was younger and getting into this franchise and becoming a huge fan of it, I used to love H2O. I'd put that in a lot. I'd probably watch that just as much as Halloween or Halloween 2. But as I got older, I started seeing flaws in it. Was thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, how does Michael Myers go from Illinois to California, drive halfway across the country without being caught, without being trailed, the FBI, police, no one's on him. He terrorizes a mother and her daughter, steals their car, continues on to California still without any tail or without anything coming to him. And we get to California, we get to the school, doesn't feel like Halloween at all, doesn't look like Halloween, and I do not like the Myers in this movie. I feel he is undersized. He just doesn't stand out to me as a good Michael Myers. Hate the masks. The masks are god-awful, except for what we got in the first scene with the H6 mask, which in my opinion is the best part of that movie. Him attacking Marion Chambers and doing what he did there. That is the best part of H2O for me. Other than that, the only other thing I like is Jamie Lee Curtis, is the Laurie Strode we get. I like how she has adapted to her life, where she is now mentally, emotionally, since Halloween and Halloween 2. So I do like that, but other than that, it feels like a summer horror movie, and I mean, you could have threw Ghostface in there and it would have been another Scream movie, and that's just my opinion. So with that being said, Halloween H2O is number 12. Coming in at number 11 is Rob Zombie's Halloween. So I remember the hype for this. I remember myself being so pumped for this new Halloween movie. And whenever I saw that first half of Rob Zombie's Halloween, I'm still like this to this day. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, it's white trash, it's trailer trash stuff. Typical Rob Zombie, I get that, but I don't want that in my Halloween movie. I remember being excited to see a little more to Child Myers and kind of see like what that day was for Child Michael Myers, the day before he kills his sister, or leading up to it. But it's like, it was too much. You gave too much of a human element to him, and it kind of, I guess, diluted much of the supernatural and mysterious nature to Michael Myers, the evil nature to Michael Myers. And I didn't like that at all. Other than that, I do enjoy the second half of the movie. So I think I speak for, a lot of people out there, like, hate the first half of this movie, love the second half. Really like what Rob Zombie did in that second half. I do like the recreation of the Halloween 1, of John Carpenter's Halloween 1. But, it's just that first half of that movie just doesn't work for me. And I can't wait to get to the second half. And a lot of times I find myself skipping a lot of the first half. So right then and there, while I'm skipping through part of the movie, it's not a good movie to me. It's just that second half of the movie is so effective and it does such a great job. And Tyler Mane is such a force to be reckoned with, and he is a great Michael Myers and does a great job as him. And also the new trio we get of Laurie, Annie, and Linda. I do like them a lot. Love their characters. Love the actresses that play them. And I think they do well. So that all works for me. So, this very well could be behind H2O or Resurrection if the rest of the movie sucked. But it didn't. And I do enjoy watching at least that second half whenever I go back through the franchise. Rob Zombie's Halloween, that is my number 11. Now, coming in at number 10, it's going to be Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Now, this is by a razor-thin margin. I love Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Even though it's number 10, I adore this movie. I love the way it looks. I love the way it's shot. I love the Laurie Strode we get in this. I love Annie's character, too, Sheriff Brackett. And then, of course, Michael Myers and Tyler Mane. I love the atmosphere of it, and it feels like, I don't know, it's just I like different Halloween movies. I do. I love different Halloween movies. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is definitely different. We get a lot of questionable things in here, which I understand people are turned off by, like the white horse and, all these dream sequences, but it kind of just shows what Rob Zombie was going for, what he wanted the character of Michael Myers to be from day one, what he wanted Laurie Strode to be, and it just all works for me. And it just always makes me feel some type of way. I always feel bad for Laurie. It's like I kind of understand what she's going through, her trauma and all this stuff. And then you have Michael Myers out there doing his thing. He is coming back to get her, and Halloween is approaching, and just everything just kind of comes together and works for me. And last time I watched this a couple of days ago, and I really thought about putting it higher. I really thought about actually putting it above the whole David Gordon Green trilogy, but I was like, all right, let me go back through and watch the David Gordon Green trilogy again before I do this. So I went ahead and did that, and with that being said, I can't come to myself to do that, to put Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 above those movies. It's a razor-thin margin, though. I will say that. I will say that. Even though this is number 10, everything from this point on, I enjoy. I have a good time with. But yeah, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is my number 10. And coming in at number 9 is going to be Halloween Kills. And I go back and forth with Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends all day long. Even the 2018. Whenever I watch all three of those movies, like I just did, it was tough for me to kind of sort them out. But the reason why Halloween Kills is number 9 is because the hospital sequence. The hospital sequences, The Evil Dies Tonight, the way it's edited, and there's just parts of this movie where I start skipping through and that I kind of tune out. And whenever I start doing that, for me, by definition, I am not enjoying the entire movie. I really enjoy Michael Myers sequences. I really enjoy everything we really get from the beginning, like the 1978 flashback sequence, which was awesome, all the way to the final showdown. I enjoy a lot of stuff in Kills. Kills is a very good time and it's a fun movie overall. However, there's just parts of the movie just don't make sense. There are character choices that just don't make sense to me, and I just don't get some of their choices that they did and their thought process with a lot of it. And it's like they constantly had to spell out what Michael Myers did in 1978, the Haddonfield Boogeyman, the story, and they always freaking bring that up constantly throughout the movie. and like driving in your head, like, yes, we know what Michael Myers did in Halloween 1. We understand that. We don't need to constantly be told about it throughout the whole entire movie. Bringing Sheriff Brackett back, just too much fan service in this one. And after watching it just the last time, that kind of solidified my choice for putting it at number 9. But still, it's Terminator Michael Myers. Love that. I mean, James Jude Courtney kills it in this movie, and you can't say enough about that. So, if they edited this a bit better, made some different choices, this actually might be my favorite in the Gordon Green trilogy, but it's not. So yeah, coming in at number 8 is going to be Halloween Ends. So like I said for Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, I love different Halloween movies. And this is exactly what we got. And it's the movie that has really divided the franchise. So many people shit on this movie, but so many people adore it. I'm one of the people that adore it. I love the Corey Cunningham character. I love what they were trying to do with him. Love what they were trying to do with the story. And I love what they tried to do with Allison as well. Like, show her trauma, her trying to move on with her life. Just like Corey was after what happened to him that we got in the beginning of that movie. With, him accidentally killing the little kid Jeremy. So Allison's trying to help Corey move through his trauma, but while also trying to help herself move past her trauma that she endured in Halloween Kills and Halloween 2018. And I love their chemistry. I love, the story we get with them. And yeah, Michael Myers, he is subjected to a pretty non-role for most of this movie. But I get what they were trying to do. I get what David Gordon Green was trying to do here, trying to show that Michael Myers can infect people with his evil and really drive home, like, there's something going on with that mask. There's something up with the mask, like, that's, like, we saw that constantly throughout the trilogy, like, whenever he'd get his mask taken off or people were messing with his mask, like, he freaked out, like, he did not like that at all. And as soon as Corey Cunningham puts on the mask, like, he is Michael Myers. And like that whole junkyard scene, if you didn't know that was Corey, you would think that was Michael Myers. Like, you would 100% think that was Myers doing his thing, but it was Corey. But even though that wasn't Myers, I think it's still probably the best sequence in Halloween Ends is that junkyard sequence. But yeah, I get it. Like, yeah, Corey going in there and beating Myers' ass, taking the mask off him. Yeah, that didn't really sit well with me at first either, but as I watch it more and more, it's like, kind of got to look at it. Myers has been living in a cave. He got his ass kicked in Halloween Kills. He got shot a bunch of times. He's getting older, and what else can we really expect from him there? He wasn't himself. And it seems like he does become himself whenever he kills people, like whenever he killed Officer Doug. He got recharged a bit. And as time went on and he started killing more, he started becoming his old self. And then we get the whole showdown with him and Laurie, which, I don't know, I don't think Laurie should have got the upper hand there, but she did. I think there was plenty of times where Myers easily could have, killed her in there, but plot armor, story, I get it. But the end of that movie, I hate what they did with Myers, the whole procession and throwing him in the meat grinder. Stupid, completely agree, but just love the atmosphere, the score, the story overall that we got for Halloween Ends, and I really do enjoy that movie. It's a fun time for me. Now, coming in at number 7, this is going to be Halloween 2018. Just the hype that we got for a new Halloween movie back then was just out of this world to me. It was just so electric going into the theater, opening day for it, and finally seeing OG Myers back on screen. And we got just a grounded, regular Halloween movie. Nothing crazy, nothing over the top, anything like that. Brought it back to its roots, and I think it worked really well. Not one of the best in the franchise. Like, it's right smack dab in the middle for me. But I just love how they brought back Michael Myers, brought back Haddonfield the way it was, gave us some new characters, some new storylines to dig on. And I do like Laurie Strode's character. I mean, it's just another representation of how she would be dealing and handling her trauma and, her paranoia. And she becomes this hardened survivalist badass that's waiting for Myers to come back. He does. They have their showdown, and I think it was a pretty intense showdown that they had. And, they do get the best of Myers at the end. But Myers didn't make it, easy for them. He fought tooth and nail. Messed all three of the Strode girls up and, killed a lot of people along the way. Dr. Sartain, feel like, they could have done a lot more with him, but, in a way, I don't mind the evil doctor part of it. I really don't. It was definitely a twist, definitely took a lot of people, including myself, by surprise whenever he did almost kill Hawkins, which is another thing. I think Hawkins probably should have died there. But, teach its own. But overall, Halloween 2018, it's a good, standard Halloween movie. And, doesn't do anything crazy. I think it's shot well. Character choices I think are fine. Editing, it's not like Halloween Kills with the editing and, constantly bringing up things that happened in the past and why we're here and blah, blah, blah. Ends, some character choices that they did to Myers and whatnot. Halloween 2018 kind of gets everything right for the most part. Nothing out of this world, nothing spectacular, but gives us a good, regular Halloween movie and brought OG Myers back. And, it's just a fun time. So, number 7, Halloween 2018. Now, coming in at number 6... it's going to be Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. So Halloween 3, it's a movie that I didn't watch for the longest time just because it didn't have Michael Myers in it. When I was going through the franchise as a young kid and doing my research on the Halloween franchise, and I found Halloween 3, and I found out that Halloween 3 didn't have Myers in it, I disregarded it. I was like, I don't want to watch this. I don't have Michael Myers in it. I'm not watching it. So I didn't. And I think I only caught bits and pieces of this on TV. I don't know if it was on Fear Fest or what it was on, but I only caught bits and pieces of it. And I remember specifically, it's towards the end of the movie when they're Tom Atkins, Dr. Chalice is breaking out of the Silver Shamrock factory, but he's sabotaging everything. He's killing the people. Like I remember that sequence of it and him throwing the Silver Shamrock chips or buttons or whatever that they put on the back of the mask, throwing that down, and it's killing all the androids there. I remember that, and then I was like, what the hell is this? I'm like, this is stupid. So I, again, completely disregarded it, but finally gave it a shot. I want to say, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago. Something like that. Yeah, I know, about 8 years ago. And then I was like, I watched it all the way through. I'm like, this is actually pretty good. I was like, this is a cool movie. I really dug it. So I ended up buying it on DVD and watched it again after I bought it, and just to kind of, back up my feelings for it and enjoyed it more. And each time I watch it, I get an appreciation for it, and it is now a Halloween staple for me. And when I say that, I always watch Halloween and Halloween 2 on Halloween. I've added Halloween 3 to it. So I watch 3 movies now, the first 3 of the franchise. But yeah, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, great movie. I don't care if it doesn't have Michael Myers in it. I like what they were trying to do, go for the anthology series. I feel like it could have worked, but unfortunately, not having Myers in there kind of ruined that. However, still doesn't take away from what we got in Season of the Witch, characters we got, and the story we got in that movie. Now, coming in at number 5 is going to be Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. A lot of people shit on this movie, and I get it. Some of the characters suck. What they did to Rachel is terrible. I understand. Excuse me. I understand that completely. I hated when they killed off Rachel, still do. But everything else we get in that movie, to me, is good. Like, I like how the movie looks. I like how it's shot. I feel like Michael Myers is a pretty threatening presence. Like, he is a lot bigger in this movie. The mask always scared me from when I was, a kid. And I get it does look goofy with it not being tucked in, but just the way it looks, like it's threatening. You don't want to mess with that Michael Myers, in my opinion. Tina, sure, she can be annoying, but I think she sets the mood for just, the teenagers overall, and gives us a different type of, I don't want to say final girl, because she not really is a final, I don't know, I guess she is a final girl, but gives us a different type of person. She's, happy-go-lucky, she's not too serious, but whenever it comes down to protecting Jamie, whenever it really matters, she sacrifices herself. She puts herself in harm's way to save Jamie, and I think that's a redeeming factor for her. But the barn sequence, the Tower Farm sequence, I think is the best part of this movie. I love seeing Michael Myers in the barn, in the shadows, creeping around, the way it's shot, the way it's lit, and then, of course, the kills we get with the sickle, with the pitchfork, and, I think that's the best, those are the best kills of the movie. And then we get Loomis, crazy Dr. Loomis in this movie. I mean, he's, balls to the wall nuts. He's just hell-bent on stopping Myers at all costs. And, so really love Dr. Loomis. And then Jamie, sure, she's mute. She doesn't really say much during the movie, but I feel like she kills the role for what she was supposed to do. And, I've always been a Jamie Lloyd fan. And again, I think she just does what she was supposed to do for that character in that movie, does it well. And it's pretty believable too, she's pretty believable in the movie. So that's my number 5. And then coming in at number 4 is Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. And this is the movie that almost ruined horror and Halloween for me forever. Gave me so many nightmares. But I grew out of that, and it is always one of my favorite to revisit every single year. The way it's shot, the way it looks, how Michael Myers is. I mean, he is a force to be reckoned with, just like how the Tyler Mane and the James Jude Courtney Myers are. George P. Wilbur kills it in Halloween 6. A lot better than what he did in Halloween 4, even though I still like Halloween 4. But just, he is just very scary looking. He is pissed off. Love the kills. Love Paul Rudd. Love how they brought back Tommy Doyle. I love the reintroduction of that character. Overall, love the cast of characters. From Big John Strode to Deborah to Kara to Danny. Like, love all the characters. Really just love this movie, and it has that 90s look to it as well and feel. Love how they brought back the Myers house as well, and how that's like a main setting in the movie. Sure, Myers being controlled and the Cult of Thorn. I get, it's not for everyone, but had to pick up from Halloween 5 somewhere. Had to do something with that. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't bother me much. And, they do tie it back to Samhain and Celtic and pagan, ideology and things of that nature with Thorn and all that. So I get what they were trying to do there. But overall, love that movie. Love revisiting it every year. And that's why it's number 4. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. So for the longest time, this used to be my number 2. But when I explain my number 2 here in a minute, I'll tell you why that's where it is now. But Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers is probably, I don't want to say it's a return to form for Michael Myers, but it's probably the best in the franchise of capturing Halloween, like the first Halloween we got. The way it looks, kind of like the the vibe we get with Haddonfield, with the town overall, with the cast of characters, with Rachel, Jamie, and then Myers. He's not fucking around in this movie though. He systematically shuts down the town. Loomis is starting. He's already scarred from what happened in Halloween 2. He is again hell bent on stopping Myers at all costs necessary. And then we get Sheriff Meeker, who, unlike Sheriff Brackett in the first one, actually takes Loomis serious, because Loomis he is a lot more frantic. He is, you got to listen to me, okay? Myers has come back. We don't want a repeat of 10 years ago. You got to help us. And Meeker's like, all right, I'm going to believe you. We definitely don't want to have a repeat of 10 years ago. Let's do it. And love the cast of characters we get overall. Each sequence in the movie works, from the beginning of them transporting Myers out of Ridgemont back to Smith's Grove, the whole ambulance kill, to Loomis confronting Myers for the first time in that gas station, and then the introduction of Rachel and Jamie, that whole storyline there, and just the way it just continues to progress. Going into Meeker's house, with Myers coming in, sneaking in, and that's very creepy. That always kind of creeps me out, makes me uneasy, because it's dark. Myers, is looming in the shadows, and you can see him at one point. You can see his mask all the way in the back. Kills the deputy, kills Meeker's daughter, chases Rachel and Jamie up to the roof, which is a very intense scene. Then they go to the school. Loomis takes Jamie to the school, and Myers comes back, almost kills Loomis, almost gets Jamie. Rachel comes out of nowhere, saves the day. The one thing that I don't really like about this movie is the ending, when they are when they're driving out of Haddonfield and Myers comes up from under the truck. It's like, how the hell did he get under there without anybody noticing? But whatever. Then we get the shootout. Myers drops back to drops down the mine shaft, and that's it. But overall, just always love that movie. Like I said, it's kind of like a return to form from the first one. Love the characters, love the Myers, love the way it looks. And I just love rewatching that movie every year. Now, coming in at number 2 is going to be Halloween 2. And it's the best sequel in the franchise. I mean, that's why it's number 2 for me. It looks pretty much just like Halloween 1. Picks off right after Halloween 1. I love the way Myers looks. I love his attitude. I don't want to say attitude, but it's like zombie Terminator Myers. He is on a mission, and he just looks creepy. That hospital setting is creepy as hell to me. And sure, Laurie, she is kind of comatose and really doesn't do much the whole movie, but she redeems it at the end. That whole chase sequence is so intense, and it's like you are rooting for Laurie, of course, to get away from Myers, but like, there's, even to this day, it's like he is so close to getting her multiple times during that chase sequence, and it's like, oh, he almost does too. But also the way the kills we get are pretty creative. I love the syringe in the nurse's head. Like, that is very creepy. The way he comes up behind her from the shadows too. It's just makes you uneasy. The whole therapy tub kill and everything, and the way he looks is just very, very creepy. The score sets the whole tone with that dark hospital, without anybody in there, and just there's so much about Halloween 2 that I just love. I really do, and that's why it's my number 2. It's just creepy. It's intense at times, and we get some more lore to Myers and Laurie, and Loomis is really good in this movie as well. When isn't he good, should I say? But, he kind of, picks up the speed, picks up the tempo from what he brought in the first one, and does it very well. So, Halloween 2, best sequel in the franchise. It's my number 2. And that brings me to number 1, which is no surprise. It's the original, the immortal classic, Halloween 1978. John Carpenter made a masterpiece with this movie. It is simple. It's so well done. It's creepy. It's shot well. And we get Michael Myers for the first time, just like this creepy, masked man walking around this town, stalking these teenagers, kind of like a ghostly figure, and the score drives everything home, kind of brings everything together as well. And just the mystery of Myers and how Loomis is so serious and hell-bent on stopping him. People don't believe him. It takes a while for Brackett to kind of, believe him and really help him out. The Myers house, the whole speech we get from Loomis, and just so much to love about that movie. It's not the most gory thing, not a lot of kills, but there doesn't have to be. It's still creepy. It's intense. Makes you uneasy, and it's a staple. It's something I got to watch each year on Halloween, and to me, it's always going to be the best one in the franchise. So that's it, everybody. That's my ranking. Post yours down below, and if you enjoyed this movie, please give it a like, share this, and then subscribe to my channel for more. Sorry about that. Talking a lot here. So everybody have a great rest of your day, and talk soon.